Hey everybody. So today is just going to be a quick little tutorial on how to create, hey Chris, hey Patty, how are you? So I'm doing just a little tutorial on how to create your very own tarot or oracle deck using Canva. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's canva.com. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Then I will pin it once it shows up. Okay. So that is where you can go to use Canva. Now, the best way when you're doing the tarot and oracle decks is you're going to want to be on Canva Pro, and I'm going to show you why. So let me go ahead and bring my screen up here. Okay, so all right, so I'm sharing my screen. This is what your Canva desktop looks like, okay? So you can make pretty much anything on here. You got videos, YouTube banners, thumbnails, logos, presentations, posts. I mean, it goes on, right? You got Instagram, you can do cards, posters, resumes. You can do anything on Canva, okay? So now in order to create your own tarot or oracle card, you have to figure out the size of your cards that you want. Now for mine, what I typically do is I will go to create design and then custom size, and I do 3x5. Okay, I do 3x5. Right now I have to share my other screen since it gives you a different screen. Because it'll put you in a whole new tab once you select whatever it is that you want to create. Okay, so I got to share this one now. So here is what everything's going to look like. Here's what everything looks like on Canva. Those would be some pretty big cards, let me tell you. They'd be pretty big and costly. Okay, so let's say, okay, so I already have some that I have created. So what I am going to do, I'm going to show you guys how. So they have templates, elements, which are your designs. Elements are your designs, graphics. This is where you get everything from. Now, what you're going to want to do is, like, say you wanted to use some sunglasses, these sunglasses, right? So what you're going to do is, you see these 3 dots right here? It's got 3 dots on it. You click on that. Okay. And then, oh, where is it at? You click on this exclamation mark right here where it says free. Now, what you're going to do, because if you want to make your own deck and you want to use the graphics and images from Canva, you have to make sure that as long as you're not selling and redistributing or taking credit for it, that there's a check mark or an X there. Because see right here where it says there's an X. So if I was to use this image, I could make it for myself and use it for myself, but I couldn't redistribute or take credit for this image on an oracle deck. So you couldn't mass produce this image on your deck. So you're going to want to find an image that has it checked there if that's what you want to do. But since these are not checked, you can't use them for mass production. Okay, you can only use them for your personal use. So always check your images when you're looking at making oracle decks and tarot decks. Well, anything really, because everything is copyrighted. Hey, Brizzy, how are you? So yeah, get Sally to paint you some. Okay, so all right, let's say I'm going to use these sunglasses, right? So I'm going to use these sunglasses. I'm going to make them big. I'm just going to stretch out the image, okay? And let's say I wanted to say, okay, let me go to text. So Canva has a whole bunch of, you can do, has a whole bunch of saved default text that you can, like the styles that you can choose from, and you can choose all of these. And let's say I wanted to use this. Okay, let's say I wanted to use that. But for that color, I'm going to use black. So I'm going to come up here, change the color to black, or that black, whichever. But then I'm going to lower the font. So let's say I want, like, so let's say this card is going to say, since it's got sunglasses, right? Let's do, what's a good one to go with the sunglasses, y'all? What's a good one to go with the sunglasses? Okay, let's do, why is it not on black? Okay, so let's have it say too hot, right? Let's say it's just gonna say too hot as an example. Okay, so I can just put that, and the image is already going to be behind it, so you don't have to worry about changing it to where you have to change, like put an image behind it. It's always going to be behind it. There will be some instances though to where you would have to, and see how it says send to the back. You can send your image behind your text so it doesn't overlap and take too much from whatever it is that's from your text. Okay. Send to back. See, I just sent the too hot to back. So now you have the sunglasses forward. Now I'm sending back the sunglasses to the back. So let's move this back, and you can center it. You can do all that good stuff. So what you're going to do, let's say we need to add a page because you need to have a back. You need to have a back to your Oracle deck. So let's just make something real quick. So let's do some type of like beach. Okay. Let's do this maybe with some flip-flops, right? And get some flip-flops in there. And let's choose a background. Let's see. Yeah, let's do a water. Okay, yeah, let's do a water background. Okay, like I said, remember though, you have to always check to make sure, like this image right here. Let's see, I got that from the elements. Always got to check to make sure your image can be used. Like I said, see here, you can't mass produce this image. So you could only use this for personal use. Okay, you can't advertise to sell for it because it is not your image. So, but let's say this is going to be the back of every one of my cards. Okay, let's say it's going to be the back. If this is going to be the back of every single one of my cards, let's call it like let's call this deck Keeping Cool. Okay, let's just call it Keeping Cool. So I'm going to highlight it because I don't like that text. Let's see. Let's do that. Let's see what it looks like with the white. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, so let's say that's going to be the back of every one of my tarot/oracle cards, right? So if you want to keep this so you don't have to keep recreating it, all you have to do is right here, click duplicate page. So you're going to duplicate it, right? But you don't want that next card to be the back. So we're going to add a page. That way you can just go click the move down, and there. Then you have this one ready and available for your next message, right? Or see, I can move that up, and then I can move this up. So there's the back of my card, the front of my card, the back of my card, and the front of my card, and so forth. So it's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to make your own deck. Now, once you have these set up, in order to save it, you're going to want to save it as, let's see, PDF. You're going to have to save it as PDF, and you need the crop marks, okay? Because when you go to have it printed, those are going to be helpful in lining everything up to make sure that you don't go over the card design for the custom size that you want. So then you would just go to PDF print, and then you would download it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, now I got to share this screen. Now I got to share this other one. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. Here's what it's going to look like. See how it's got the cropped out on the edges? So this is going to show you exactly what your card is going to look like. So there's the back of the card. There's the front of the card. There's the back of the card, and then there's the front of the card, right? So once you have it saved like this in PDF file, now who I use as someone that prints my decks off, I use Vervanti. Okay, I'll show you. This is who I use. That is who I use to print my own personal decks. Now, what you got to do is you'll make an account like always, and then you'll put in your card information. But they do not charge you anything. They do not charge you anything until you use their services. And what you're going to do is you're just going to upload your PDF file that you just downloaded for your deck. You're going to upload that PDF file to your Vervanti account. Okay. And then you're going to submit it, and then they will email you back with information about your deck and how much it's going to cost you per deck. So it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it's the same for creating anything else. If you want to make, because you can literally make anything on Canva. But I highly suggest that you get Canva Pro, because Canva Pro has a lot more additional things that you get with it rather than just the free version. And I think it's only $12.99 actually. It's only $12.99 for Canva Pro. I use it all the time, sometimes daily. I know I use it at least 4 to 5 times a week. I create everything that I use with Canva. I create everything with Canva. So it is definitely an investment, and I highly recommend it. But once again, it's just Canva. Canva is easy peasy to use. I've made intros. I have made, what do I have down here? Lots of thumbnails. Yeah, pretty much anything. I've made little clips. You can make anything on Canva. Let me go to Vervanti real quick. So you guys know what it looks like and make sure that you're on the right site. So this is where I go to submit my deck. This is where I go. So they are a publishing and printing company. So it's all legit. They're an actual company. You'll get emails, stating about something. You're going to make an account. You get a quote. You'll submit your PDF file, and then they will email you back when they're done. They have a quote for you, and then you can finish it up, check your invoice, and make your order for your deck. But this is where I go to have my deck printed. I have my deck printed here. In case anybody wanted to know exactly where to go, this is what the site looks like. So it's all legit. I recommend it. I've already had one deck through them, and it was printed off, and it was great. So I have no complaints. 0 complaints. So since I did it live, I don't know if anybody else has any questions on how to use Canva or anything. If you have any questions, please let me know now, or if not, you can comment on watching the replay. But I will hang around a minute for some questions in case anybody has any. And you have to remember, the higher that you go in size, the more it's going to cost you. I need to say that because the 3x5s, I think you can do like a 3.5x5 and then a 3x5.5. But I think I had 20 something cards printed off from Vervanti, and it cost me, with shipping, it cost me $30. So that was pretty cheap. So that's pretty cheap in order to make your own deck, that I find. And they have really great cardstock quality, and they have different options that you can choose as far as making your decks. Like you can get it with a bag, you can get it with a box, a cardboard box or a wooden box. Like there's so many different options that you can choose when you're having your deck printed. So there's a lot of options. Hey Nat, how are you? I was just getting about ready to end. You guys can most definitely catch it on the replay. It's easy peasy. And if you have any questions, like I said, just put them in the comments, and I can definitely respond to them right away. But Canva, and if you're using Canva, Canva Pro is the way to go. Highly recommend. Like I said, I use Canva sometimes 5 to 7 times a week, like daily. It just depends. But I use it all the time, and the $12.99 is worth the investment on Canva Pro. Definitely worth the investment. So if you're into wanting to create your own deck, I highly recommend using Canva and then Vervanti as your publishing printing company, because that's who I used. I recommend them. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. It is Wednesday, so it's hump day for some people. For some other people, it could be their Friday, it could be their Thursday. However, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you guys back here, I believe, Friday, for a continuation of readings that we were doing Sunday. So we will pick up where I left off on Sunday for readings. So you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you all for showing up, supporting me, and all that good stuff. And you guys have a good day.